Good afternoon, Fantasy Bay. Mike Williams here with another Week 14 game preview. And today we're going to be going over the Ravens versus the Bills. Let's get it started. So the over-under for this game is 43.5. The spread is -6 Ravens. Probably because they're one of the most dominant teams in the league. So we're going to start with that dominant team. Obviously, everybody's starting Lamar Jackson. He's an absolute stud. He's a monster. Gets it done in the air, on the ground. You don't need to hear too much from me. He's going to be a top 3 quarterback this week. Let's talk about his weapons, though. Marquise Brown. He's proven to be a Deshaun Jackson kind of player. Love Deshaun Jackson. I personally have a fond place in my heart for Deshaun Jackson. He's won me a couple bets in the past. But one thing you need to know about Deshaun Jackson, he's not going to give you consistent performances every week. He's also going to be injured, and that's currently what's happening with Marquise Brown right now. Whether he does or does not play, I actually do not want him in my lineup. The Bills are very good against the wide receiver, the 4th in the league, only allowing 17 points a game. I personally am not trying to play Marquise Brown. Or any of the other receivers from this team. The only person catching the ball I want to play on this team is Mark Andrews and Mark Ingram. Speaking of Mark Ingram, he had a bad game last week, but he was going against San Francisco. You expect that. Before that, he was 22-24. Mark Ingram is going to have a very solid game. I have him as a high-end running back too. Definitely playable this week. And I was talking about Mark Andrews. I like Mark Andrews a lot. I think that he is always going to be relevant. He is always a touchdown threat, and he's going to get the targets. 8, 4, 3, 6. I like that he stays consistent, that he keeps getting targets. Sometimes he gets more in other weeks, but sometimes they don't need him as much. All right. And I'm definitely playing the Baltimore Ravens defense. I have them ranked as a top 5 defense this week. Must plays, in my opinion. Right, let's get over to the Bills. I like Josh Allen. Josh Allen is a solid quarterback. He's been playing very well. I don't like him in this matchup, though. I think that going against the Ravens, they're the 3rd best against the quarterback, only allowing 13.3 fantasy points a game, which is insane. 13.3 fantasy points? Wow, that's crazy. Josh Allen is not a normal quarterback, though. Josh Allen can get some yards on the ground, which always keeps him viable. He always can get a decent floor. So this is more of a how's your team looking kind of play. Like, if you need somebody with high upside, Josh Allen's probably not the guy you want to go with. But if you need like a solid floor, like you have a very good team and you just need some points from the quarterback position, he's going to get you points. He's going to run the ball. He's probably going to get you like 40, 50 rushing yards. And that's going to come up with a base of 5 points. And then he's going to get maybe a throwing touchdown or a rushing touchdown and about 200 yards. John Brown. I like John Brown. John Brown's been playing pretty well. I have him more in a flex range than the normal wide receiver 2 that I have him in. But I still like him this week. I don't think he has a great game, but I think he's been going to put up what he's been putting up. 12, 11, not to 34, but back to 12. I think he puts up about 10, 12 points. Cole Beasley was hot the last 2 games. 23, 29 fantasy points a game. I like that he's getting the targets, 7 and 9. I like that he's getting touchdowns in the last 2 games. I don't think that continues, though. I think Cole Beasley has a meh game, and I don't have him as a top 35 play at all. So I'm not trying to play him if I don't have to. Devin Singletary. I like Devin Singletary. I think that he's starting to get to work. He's finally become the starter, in my opinion. 14, 21, 15 carries. You love to see that. So I think that he's a fine play this week. I have him as a running back too. And the Ravens are solid against the running back position. They're 9th in the league. But I do think that he has a solid game. Devin Singletary, low-end running back too. Frank Gore, I'm not playing him at all. Not playing the tight end Knox either against the Baltimore Ravens. They're the second best in the league against the tight end position. And definitely not playing their defense. So I think that's going to do it. If you have any questions, hit me up. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out my social media down below. And good luck in the playoffs. Peace.